Hey there, Lincoln here from bullacademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about Warren Buffett and how he invests and how you can learn how to invest like him to build your wealth over the long term. Every morning I read a bunch of articles on how to be a better investor, and I come on here and summarize my thoughts to all of you so that you can learn how to be a better investor too. But I want to try something new. I want to walk you through one of the articles that I'm reading and explain to you the key points of this article on how Warren Buffett invests and how you can also invest like him. But before we get to Warren Buffett, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, remember to like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment below what your thoughts are on Warren Buffett and his investment strategy and how you invest as well. I would love to see how you are investing and what your plans are for building your wealth. And if you want to help the channel grow and get more access to me and get direct answers to your investing questions, then join us over at patreon.bullacademy.org and support the channel. With all of that said, let's look into how you can be a better investor based on Warren Buffett's strategy. If you don't know who Warren Buffett is the guy who started Berkshire Hathaway, and today Berkshire Hathaway is worth $481 billion. And the price to acquire a single share of Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock is $300,000. Not $300, $300,000 per share. So Warren Buffett has done very well for himself, for his company, for all of his shareholders. And the way he's done all of this is by value investing. He goes out there and finds companies that he can acquire for what he believes is below its intrinsic value. So he's basically going out there and value hunting. He's a value investor. He's looking out to acquire $1 for 80 cents or to get $1 for 50 cents if he can. So he's going out there trying to get discounts on companies that he can buy and hold for the long term. That's his strategy. And he believes that investing and just holding for the long term is the best strategy. And it's very obvious that that's worked out very well for him because he's worth $78 billion. So if you're an investor and you want to learn how to invest for the long term and build your wealth, you want to listen to someone like Warren Buffett because he knows what he's doing. He's done it over and over again, and he's had massive success. So don't just take my word for it. You want to listen to people like Warren Buffett who's been where you want to be. So if we want to be like Warren Buffett and we want to invest for the long term and build our wealth, we want to read his article and see what Susan from Morningstar has to say about Warren Buffett's investment strategy. So in this article, she goes over Warren Buffett's recipe for investing. And he is obviously one of the greatest investors we've all seen in our lifetimes. And he has great advice for other investors who want to be where he is one day. I've highlighted some of the key points here, and I want to summarize for you each of these key points. So the first one is to buy businesses, not stocks. The idea here is that you invest in a company. You don't invest in a piece of paper. You're investing in a piece of a company. You become an owner of the company. So you want to buy these businesses and understand what they're all about, and understand what their goals are and how they plan to achieve those goals so that you can fully understand the business that you invest in. And that's key to what we preach on this channel. We preach the bull mentality, right? The bull mentality is that we know what we invest in, we understand what we invest in, we believe in what we invest in, and we hold for the long term. And you should only invest for the long term if you understand the businesses that you invest in. Point number 2 is that you should look for companies with sustainable competitive advantages. You want to buy companies with a moat. You want to invest in companies that have the ability to consistently fend off competitors. So when a new competitor comes in, they can't easily steal your customers. Just like Apple or Google. These companies have been around for a long time because it's super hard to do what they do. It's not easy to make a new iPhone and make it something that people actually want to buy. It's not easy to build a new search engine that's better than Google. Just the name Google is synonymous with searching the internet. That is a moat that is hard to get over. You want to buy companies like that. And then again, he says focus on the long-term intrinsic value, not short-term earnings. You want to invest in companies that you plan to hold for the long term. Believe in that they can eventually generate a certain amount of cash flow for the owners of the company, owners like yourself. And then number 4, he says to demand a margin of safety because you're investing in companies for future cash flows, not today's cash flows. So you want to discount the value of that. You want to be compensated for that uncertainty. You don't know if these cash flows are actually going to come through the way you imagine them to. So you want to give yourself a margin of safety. You want to invest in companies that are below their intrinsic values. You want to buy companies below what they're worth. And then the last one is just to be patient. Be patient with your investments. We discussed this in our previous video on the goal of wealth, where we talked about the goal of wealth is building wealth. So you have to be patient to do that. Investing for the long term is about building long-term sustainable wealth. And it's not about instant gratification. You have to learn how to delay instant gratification. Delay your desires to be gratified right now. And if you do that and invest for the long term, that's how you build long-term sustainable wealth that will allow you to retire comfortably and live the life that you want to live. So that's the article, and that's what Susan covers in here based on her experience with Warren Buffett. Of course, she studied Warren Buffett, her team has studied Warren Buffett, so they know what they're talking about. And what Susan has said here is exactly what I've heard from Warren Buffett himself. And I hope that this helps you understand the value of investing for the long term and how to do that patiently. And if you do that correctly and you're patient and you practice the bull mentality, you have a much better chance of success than those who try to get rich quick. So be patient and try to employ what you've learned here from Warren Buffett in your own investment strategies. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment what your thoughts are on Warren Buffett's investment strategies and what your investment strategy is too. I would love to hear from all of you. I do my best to respond to every comment, but of course I can't get to everyone. So if you want to get more access to me and get direct answers to your investing questions, then join our Patreon community at patreon.bullacademy.org to help the channel grow and get more frequent access to my investment portfolio, the stocks and SPACs I'm watching and investing in, and you will also have a chance at winning $200 every month just for being a loyal and engaged patron. And of course, you will get merch such as stickers and mugs and eventually t-shirts. So I hope to see you over at patreon.bullacademy.org. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.